All right, guys, today we are joined with Neville and Laurence from Winchester Energy. They're here to talk to us about the activity they've got going in the Permian Basin. They're a producer and they've got plenty of news that's been coming out and plenty more to come. Welcome, guys.
Well, great to be in Melbourne, and I'm great to have our new chairman join me today, joining us here. So, Laurence, why don't you say hello and then we'll kick it off.
Yeah, thanks, Neville. No, it's a privilege and a pleasure to join you today.
Fantastic. Of Winchester's recent successes at Mustang and Lightning, which has the potential to add the most value to the company?
Oh, that's a leading question, isn't it? So we've got a few wells in Mustang, so we got a little more runs under the under us there. Lightning certainly got a lot of excitement. It's a brand new play in many ways, and recent tests have been fantastic. And we've got a total hydrocarbon column of about 500 feet. So we've got a lot of expectations. The lease is good. We have 100% working interest in Lightning. We have a 75% working interest in Mustang. So every dollar we spend, we get a little bit better action out of Lightning. So and the royalties are better there too. So overall, we're looking to a pretty bright future with the Lightning.
And what are the next targets of your drilling campaign and when they expect it to spud?
Well, we've got another development well. We've got two development wells slated at Mustang. We're still deciding which one we're going to lead off with. We'll be looking at what we can do with additional drilling at the Arledge location. We have a couple more wells where we have lower interests that are slated for the next couple of months. There's more Mustang development drilling. We have a couple of what we think are very exciting exploration targets to be drilling early in the new year. That's Spitfire and El Dorado. That's quite a lineup of talent as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's got for a company our size, and maybe even for bigger companies, having an active drilling program where you're going to see close to a well a month being drilled, and it's an interesting portfolio because it includes pretty low risk type wells with a development plan that'll kick off a healthy cash flow to the company, and then on top of that, we're going to intersperse the exploration drilling, maybe a little higher risk, but continue to build the upside and give us greater potential in the future.
Absolutely, and just so guys are aware, you guys are actually producing, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we have substantial production already under our belt. We expect to at least double that, if not more, as we bring on the two new wells. So we're looking very good. Good, healthy production, probably grossing around 300 barrels a day before we add in these new wells. And we expect to see a sort of substantial uplift when we do so, and a substantial uplift in our cash flow.
So we're targeting to get the company up over 1,000 barrels a day as quickly as we can. With a solid base. I think the situation that we've got at the moment, we've got multiple fields to be developed, and that gives us the capacity to take a little bit more risk with the exploration drilling, and we're not hurting the company. Last year we had struggled, and that's an obvious. We only had the limestone Ellenberger. And it was proving tough to be consistent and have a consistency. I think now we've got multiple wells in different fields. That's going to be consistency is going to be a thing that we'll be able to deliver, along with new wells with new exploration targets.
And you guys are solely focused on the Permian Basin. What is it about that region that attracts you guys there and has all your projects in there?
The Permian Basin is one of the largest and most successful basins in the world. It has a huge amount of activity. It's got 46 billion barrels theoretically yet to be recovered as far as the USGS is concerned. It has stupendous geology. It's basically oil-soaked almost from the surface down to basement. So it rewards the intelligent and patient explorer. So as far as we're concerned, it's a section where we don't have to drill too deeply. We see oil in a lot of the section. We have multiple targets, and so it gives you, additional opportunity when you're drilling. It is one of the most active areas in the world as far as drilling goes. So getting access to rigs, getting access to services is easy. It's fast. Texas is an oil-friendly environment, so permitting is minimal. You can basically get after it with minimal costs as well. So it's a great area, great basin.
Speaking of an active area, you guys have looking at your recent presentation, there's a lot of news flow underway, and like you guys got a lot going on at your projects. Can you run us through a little bit in what's coming up?
Yeah, just quickly through it. I think Laurence did a pretty good job just a minute ago, so we'll just to recap it. So the coming forward here, we're going to put the two new wells, the Whitehead 2005, which we just fracked a couple of days ago. It's swabbing back oil at the current time, and we've got the Lightning. We're connecting up, and right now it's producing into frack tanks. We'll get all that stuff sorted out, and we'll be making sales from that. I think Laurence made a good point. We go from drilling to perforating to fracking, in a few weeks, and we're selling oil within 3 weeks of us, or 3 or 4 weeks of us getting to the total depth of the well. Very few places in the world can you turn those oil barrels into dollars to the bottom line in a few weeks' time, and the trucks are coming in, taking off, and we're selling it at $55 a barrel. So that's just one of the big reasons why we're there. There's not just shale plays to be had. There's a lot of oil plays in our conventional reservoirs, and the cost of our drilling is, very low, between $500,000 to $750,000 US, about $1 million Australian. So compared to wells in Australia, for instance, they're probably a half to a third of the cost of a similar well. And sometimes it takes 3 or 4 months to get them online here, where you can get them online in weeks. So that's a great story for us. And the program going forward includes those 2 wells I said we'll put on a well a month, more or less, as designed on Mustang. We've got one in the program on our Arledge Lightning field, but that, given the results of the last few days, I think we're going to see a little boost in the number of Lightning wells. And we've got 2 great big prospects with several million barrels of opportunity upside. So, we're going to have a lot of stuff to tell us between now and the beginning of the year, and maybe first quarter of next year.
Yeah, so there's plenty of news to come. We look forward to that. And in terms of the longer term play, like, are you guys looking to acquire additional acreage in the region, farm out to a bigger player, or keep exploring what you've got, or what's the plan there?
No, one of the luckiest things that ever happened to me was that I didn't farm out this last well, and we retain 100% of it. We had a few people knocking on our doors, but nobody really took it at the end, and I kind of did it 100%, and it's paid off as a winner. Next door acreage, we always keep an eye on where these trends go and where they're going to go. I can't reveal too much about that. It's a little quiet where we are, but with all the activity we're doing, I'm sure it's going to warm up, and that means there'll be competition for new leases, and I've got to balance all that with the cash we have available, how much we're putting into drilling, how much we're doing in preserving our acreage position for the future. There'll be big discussions for our board over the next couple of months.
Well, we look forward to seeing the developments as they unfold. So thank you, Neville and Laurence, for joining us today.
Thanks very much for having us here in Melbourne.